Welcome back to Chris Greenhill's Garage. I'm Chris. Not with me today is the other one, the boy, whose name I can't be bothered to remember because he is in Colorado for the week with his friends, living that good life. But I'm not bitter. No, I'm not bitter. I like Colorado, but I'm not bitter just because nobody asked me if I wanted to go. Anyway, today is very exciting. I've just picked up the first real aftermarket parts for the 1994 Mustang GT. And if you're asking yourself, wait, wasn't this car going to remain bone stock? I might have slipped up and said that in the past. What I meant to say is it's going to remain a bolt-on car. Yeah, not bone stock, not completely, just bolt-ons. And we're getting our first real bolt-on today. I don't count the throttle body because there's nothing to go with it. There's no intake on it. But let's show you what we got. The first thing I got are these stock manifolds. Now these are not short tube headers, they're not Mac or anything, they are just stock. However, they are stock minus the EGR stuff. There's no EGR valve coming out the passenger side for emissions. So these are older, but I can use these if I want to replace the driver's side header, or I might just take off the EGR tube and try to plug it on the factory header on the 94. But these aren't the big deal. These aren't the main event. These were just thrown in for free along with the main event. This is the big deal. This is a 90s Mac Pro Chamber off-road pipe for the Mustang. Now this is not an H pipe, nor is it an X pipe. It is a precursor to the X pipe. It's just got one gigantic, huge open chamber where the exhaust crosses over. Let me see if I can get you in there to see that. Nah, not really. Anyway, it is just one big open square. Before X pipes were popularized, everyone had an H pipe. This is the first thing that kind of almost X'd the exhaust back in the day. I have wanted one of these things forever. They sound amazing. I'm going to cut the EGR tube off of it and weld a patch panel over that. I'm going to clean it up, hit it with a wire wheel, grind it. I'm missing a couple of bolts to hook that together. I got to pull this oxygen sensor out, but then find plugs for the oxygen sensors because this is not going on the red car. Oh, no, 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 no. It is going on this. Yes, this is going on the black car. The Pro Chamber will sound amazing on here. The cam pop through it will be awesome. The regular Mac off-road H-pipe that is already on the black car is going on the red convertible though. We are going to get rid of the factory cats and all that EGR insanity. So the red car is getting an upgrade. It just isn't going to be the Pro Chamber. And I forgot to mention, if you saw the last video, you saw that one of the bubblegum welds on our garbage stock pipes fell off the red convertible. So Junior wasn't having any of that because we couldn't drive it the rest of the day. He came out the next day and hacked off both. It's running open flow masters right now. It sounds pretty good, but he does want tailpipes back on the car. Here are the pipes that were on the car, what I call poser pipes. Got these fake big tips on them, like 3.5, 4-inch tip on it. These are so big it actually angled down under the bumper because they didn't fit in the stock location correctly. Boy, why did you cut off the hangers? Good grief, it's not that hard to unhang these things. I tell you, that boy ain't right. Good grief, son. I retract that previous statement. That is stuck in there pretty well. I'm gonna have to get some grease out. I see why he lost patience with it. The boy wants tailpipes back on the car, but he wants good quality, clean looking, proper tailpipes on it. Currently, we only own one set of actual nice tailpipes. So since the black car is no longer going to be a daily driver, it's going to be more of a fun weekend thing, the tailpipes are coming off of this and going on the red car. The guy that I got the Mac Pro Chamber from says he might have a set of tailpipes sitting around in decent condition. If he does, I'll probably put those back in the black car at some point. But for right now, it's going to just open dumped mufflers. And then here in a few days, we're going to get that Mac Pro chamber on here and do maybe add the tailpipes back on. If we don't get tailpipes for it, I've got some Flow Masters in there that I like better than these generic mufflers. I might put those on. I'm not 100% sure yet, but something will be going back on this car soon. But before I can get to any of that, I have to fix my screw up. Somehow, some way, despite changing dozens of thermostats in my life, I did not seal this one. It is just draining coolant everywhere. So I got a new gasket and a new tube of silicone. I got to swap that out. Don't get it. It was dripping right there on the bottom, right where that drip is right now. But man, the gasket looked great down there. It's still stuck on the block. Maybe it was on this end. I don't know. I don't know how I screwed it up, but time to fix it. It's back together. The closest thing to a smoking gun I could find was, I noticed putting it back together, the bolts felt like they might have been bottoming out before they were completely tight. So I put a couple of washers in there to space them. Feels pretty good, but felt pretty good last time too. I guess we'll just see. A little bit more rumble without tailpipes. I think the tailpipes come out by just unbolting them and lowering the rear end. I don't think I have to take off the tire. I don't remember. Let's find out. Definitely did a good job getting that thing in there. It does not want to come out. It was even spinning the muffler a minute ago. I got the pipes out. It wasn't too bad. What's funny is they're both leaking right here at this joint, but those are factory welds. I can't be held responsible for that. But I am going to try to tack them up and fix that. Let's see what she sounds like now. Not bad. Not bad. The whole car is shaking. Back pressure is a good thing in exhaust is when it comes back through all these holes, it shows you exactly where the exhaust leaks are. That's because these are 2 1/4 pipes with a 2 1/2-inch exhaust, and they're under quite a bit of pressure, bottleneck down. Otherwise, you never want back pressure. You want your exhaust to flow. Back pressure is a myth. I have not welded anything in a long time, and it really shows. Junior's been doing all of our welding, but I did manage to fill up all the pinholes on this stuff, so it should be better than it was. My welding is on par with that of a special needs child, which, so I guess I am welding about as well as I ever have. Oh, that's gross. A little high temp black over the open welds, and we're ready to go mock these up. Passenger side plopped right into place. Looks like it'll fit absolutely perfectly once I get this exhaust hanger off. The driver's side does not want to go in at all. I'm going to have to wrestle with it a bit more. Finally wrestled the driver's side on. It looks like it's going to mount up perfectly also, if I can ever get these freaking exhaust hangers off, which I'm not having any luck so far. But it looks like they're going to line up perfectly. Not sure if I said it earlier or not, but I actually kind of think that these tailpipes came off an SN95 because I did have to change things up to get them to fit the Fox body. But anyway, now I got to find a way to attach those two, some way to sleeve that from the pipe to the muffler. Don't mind me just taking my exhaust down to the parts store. I made a mess installing it, but I don't see any active dripping for now. I guess we'll see what happens after the thermostat opens and see if I lose any coolant out of the system. I have a rider. Say hi, Natalie.
Hey.
ever so slightly more echoey in here with no tailpipes, but really not bad. All stock exhaust with just Flowmasters and 2 1/4 inch piping. This isn't too loud, is it, Natalie?
I like it now.
It's still wet, but I don't see anything new leaking. I've been driving it a while. I think we're good. With the windows up, it isn't too bad in here. It echoes a little bit under the floorboard, but it's not horrible. I think this would be livable if we didn't put the tailpipes on it, but we're still going to put them on tomorrow. Thermostat area looks like it's actively drying out. No new leaks. I'm happy. Remember last video or 2 videos ago, we had all sorts of steam and stuff coming up through the oil dipstick, through the breather tube, all that. Yeah, me neither. It hasn't happened since we got this thing running correctly. Don't ask, I don't know, but there are no symptoms of a head gasket like I thought there were. Everything's running great. It's the next day. I wanted to drive the red car so bad last night, I wasn't thinking that when I got home, the exhaust would be scalding hot and there's no way to work on it. Anyway, went to the parts store, I got 2.5 inch internal diameter adapter. Went in the parking lot, crawled under there, slid this on the muffler, took the tailpipe inside, and it fits. So I'm gonna put this on and see if I can get these mounted. I cannot get these exhaust hangers off. I really can't figure out how to get them off without cutting them open and just destroying them. So I think I'm just gonna use them. There happens to be a spot in the frame right here where I can run a bolt down and just slap that thing right here on both sides, and I'm just going to mount them and then just leave the factory exhaust hangers up there. Never mind, if I do that, it's going to hit the gas tank and hit the unibody arm, and that's not going to work. I'm going to have to get these off. Finally got them off. They put up a valiant fight. First pipe is in. Man, it's sitting tight against that bumper, but that's the only way it goes in. They're both on, just like in the other car. This tailpipe sticks out like 1 inch further than that one for some reason. No matter what I do, I can't get them to line up just perfectly. Let's see how they sound and how much they leak. Sound pretty good. Got that ever so slight little miss in the engine at low RPM still. They sound alright. Really hard to tell. There might be an ever so slight exhaust leak right there. But that's kind of the risk you take with clamp-on stuff. We don't want to weld it for right now because we don't know what we're going to do with the mufflers. But it's not bad. That clicking sound you heard on here was coming out the end of the tailpipe. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It wasn't under the car. I crawled under the car while I was running. It's really not bad under here at all. I'm not sure what that was. We're not going to really mess with anything else in this car until we get the H-pipe off the black car, get it on here, and get rid of all the EGR stuff. So for now, this is just going to go on the ground and we're going to drive it. Got a little rattle because both pipes, the hangers, are right on the body of the car. Not a lot I can do about that right now. It's weird, only this side is making that sound. And I can't hear it anywhere except out the end of the tailpipe. This is pretty normal. This one has a clicking sound in it. I wonder if something's loose inside that muffler. Part of me wants to get this Mac Pro chamber on as soon as possible. I've decided I'm not going to cut and weld this. I'm just going to run a bolt down here and clamp it in or something. Maybe a bolt with a rubber sleeve cap and a hose clamp or something. I'm probably not going to cut and modify it. Part of me is like, take the time, clean it up, you know, make it look nice. The other part of me is like, let's get it on right now. And then another part of me is like, we'll get it on soon, but wait till the boy's here to help. And I think I'm going to go with that one. Make him take off the H-pipe off this car and put it on his car while I do this or something. Right now, I'm in a never-ending battle to try to get this O2 sensor out of here. I want it out, and I want to go buy 2 plugs to plug this up. Which reminds me, the H-pipe on this car is plugged. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to get those plugs out, or if I have to buy new O2 bungs and weld them in. I've tried lube, I've tried a torch, I've tried a hammer and a big wrench. It is not wanting to move. Kind of thinking I need to find another old O2 sensor and just plug up this one, cut the ends off them, and call it good. Huzzah! After scouring the garage forever, I found this one just laying out here. No idea where it came from, but whatever. Don't really have an excuse not to install it now. Found a really long bolt that threaded in here perfectly. It comes down to about here. Some kind of suspension bolt, and fits so tight I don't think it's ever coming out. I don't even think I need a hose clamp or weld it or anything. It is really in there. It really wasn't all that loud in here yesterday, but there was quite a bit of drone. With the tailpipes back on it, nothing. It's almost dead silent in here. Wide open throttle pull with the tailpipes. Let's see what it sounds like inside with the windows up and the top closed, full throttle pull. Nice and quiet in here. I can hear the tailpipe hangers rattling off the body. I'm a little afraid of that. Might have to get under there once they cool off and kind of tap them and knock them and change their shape a little bit. I had to help my daughter with her Jeep, do a bunch of stuff to it. Now, back to the black car. I think I want to put the Mac Pro chamber on it today. The old H-pipe is out. The bolts didn't fight me at all, but the hangers did. Definitely have to put some grease on the new ones to make them slide in and out a lot easier. Hopefully a little axle grease will make this go a little smoother. I've been fighting this Pro chamber forever. Big problem I'm running into now is the Pro chamber hits perfectly on my drive shaft safety loop. So the one side I had to take off to put in, and it went in okay. This side won't. There's no way. I'm going to try to bend this hanger up where it'll loop in the holder and still clear the drive shaft safety loop. This is absolutely killing me. This is a 2-man job minimum, and I don't have any help today, and this may all have to come back apart. That does not want to go where it needs to go because of the drive shaft safety loop. Oh, for God's sake. I moved the hangers lower, but now I changed the angle the pipe is hanging, and these two pipes will not meet up. I got to do some hammering. It took me forever to realize this oxygen sensor is hitting this bell housing. That's why I could not get this thing to seat up here. So I'm going to go cut this down about 3/4 and put it back. It has taken 2 hours by myself, but I finally have this thing in. I think everything's lined up and good. I had to take it in and take it out and bend on it and pry on it and hammer on it and try to line it back up and pry some more and bend some more and hammer some more. I think I'm going to fire it up real quick just to see what it sounds like with the Pro chamber and no mufflers. Pretty rowdy. Oh my God, I hope this sounds good and doesn't have a bunch of exhaust leaks. I'm exhausted with this. That's not a pun. I am beat down. Oh, damn it. It sounds like there's an exhaust leak up front. Yep. I think the X pipe is leaking at both headers. They were insanely brutal to line up. I'll have to deal with that sometime later. Ain't gonna happen today. It is loud in here. Let's go see what it sounds like on the road. Insane backfiring, popping through the back of the exhaust. I can't imagine those little exhaust leaks are causing all that. That's weird. This thing is backfiring at all RPMs, like 2,000 RPMs let off and blah, 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 blah. Weird. 2,000 RPMs. Decelerating off the throttle. That has got to be those exhaust leaks drawing in extra air. Never done that before. Future Chris here. I was wrong. I went back and watched some old video, and it's the mufflers, not the H-pipe. Those mufflers backfired like that, even with the old H-pipe. We only ran them with dumps for like a month before we put tailpipes back on them, or a few weeks or something. It was pretty horrible. Backfiring like crazy, just reverberating and echoing like crazy in the car. Pretty miserable. You know what they say, if it's too loud, you're too old. Well, I'm too old. I'm putting tailpipes back in that car here pretty soon. I think that's it. I think this is where I bid you adieu and leave you. I am coated in grease. I'm exhausted. I feel like crap. The boy will be back in 3 days. We're going to have a few hours off together. I doubt we're going to get the H-pipe in his car this week. Probably going to have to wait till at least next week or the week after. Oh yeah, let's go look at his H-pipe. The biggest problem we're going to have on this thing is these block-offs. These things are cinched in there. They've been welded on the end. Doesn't look like they're welded around the threads, but they're just locked in there. It's so bad we might have to cut these off and try to drill out in the middle, or we just put another O2 bung like right here on each side. But that's why we're not going to get this on his red car this week. I'm probably also going to wait till I do get some Mac short tube headers, just some little shorty headers, before I even try to put this on. Maybe I'll be back in a few days, try to tighten up that pro chamber and see if it quits backfiring. Probably not. Thanks for watching. Future Chris here, checking in, confirming that's all I had time for this week. I'm back at work, and it'll be at least another week before I get to do anything else. Thank you for watching, though. I really appreciate it. Hopefully next video the boy will be here.